today, and it's Daniel.
Hi, Laurie.
How's it going, Daniel?
It's been good. Thanks for having me on.
No worries,
Laurie, it's been a while.
It has been, man. Just very quickly before you start, who you got in the AFCON? Who you going for?
Oh, I'm definitely supporting my country, Nigeria.
Not a good result for them yesterday, but hey, there's still time to improve, right? Okay, so let's get into it, man. Time's running. Arsenal, where are we going to finish this season? We're going to win it? Top 4?
Firstly, I have to say the worst thing to have ever happened to the Premier League has already happened for Arsenal going on this break, because I believe we're coming back with a bang.
Right, it's the best thing you said.
I said the worst thing.
Worst thing for the Premier League.
That's interesting because I actually think it's a good thing that we've had the break.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
No, he's saying it's the worst thing.
I think that's what he's saying. The worst thing for the rest of the Premier League. I think that's what he's saying.
The worst thing to have happened to the rest of the Premier League is for Arsenal
right.
Sorry. He's a bit slow. You got to give him a minute.
I am.
So, you remember when Arteta said that this team is going to go bang, and when the team goes bang, there's no stopping this team. And last season we saw a glimpse of that in the first half of the season, and I think we are seeing a repeat, but in an opposite way. For me, I believe we are seeing the second half of the season. We are playing it in the first half of this season, and the first half of last season is what we're going to have in the second half of the season.
Exactly this. I've been saying this for ages.
I like your positivity, I must say.
Yeah, I'm very, very positive about our season, because the return of Thomas Partey is something we shouldn't overlook. Because last season we had a very formidable midfield with Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. But this season we are playing a new formation with Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. It's a new midfield. And what I was taught in the academy is the importance of having a stable midfielders. And we have not had it this season with Kai Havertz and Declan Rice being new and Odegaard sometimes not playing at his best. So
the thing with that though is, can we trust Partey to stay fit for the rest of the season though?
I don't think we can.
Yeah, I think we can, because we have a minimum of 20 games to play for the rest of the season. A minimum.
It's a long time, That's half a season.
Yeah, last season Partey was played about 30 games for Arsenal last season.
Take a look.
And this season he hasn't played, I think, up to like 4 or 5 matches. So in coming back from this injury, and Arsenal are actually giving him an extended time to really get back to full fitness. And I believe the second half of the season we're going back.
I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but, he does unfortunately get injured a lot. So what about further up the pitch? Are you not concerned, as I am, and Frank is, that we can't seem to score goals at the moment?
Yeah, we can't seem to score goals. It's not the fault of the formation or the fault of the coach. It's just the fault of the players not taking their chances, and that happens with players. Sometimes they miss the clearest chances to score goals. But I believe the more we play, same way we've been playing, and we get the first goal, we're going back. And Crystal Palace, I think, are the sacrificial lamb.
Let's hope so. Okay, let me ask you another question then. So there are a number of players who excelled last season, namely the likes of Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and there was 1 or 2 others as well. Now, I think it's fair to say that those 3 aforementioned players are not enjoying their best season. I mean, Saka's posting good numbers, but I think aesthetically we can all see that he's not at the level he was last season. Martinelli's definitely not at the level he was last season. Odegaard, again, not at the level he was last season. Do you think those guys realistically can turn it around in the second half of the season?
I think so, because if I have to go by my narratives on what I think the season is going to play, how the season is going to play out. If you look at the second half of last season, these players you're talking about didn't really have a good second half of last season.
Oh, so you're saying it's a reverse thing?
Yes, it's a reverse thing.
I understand exactly where you're coming from.
And this break is a time for them to recharge their batteries and ask themselves what they really want, because they're not getting any more younger, and I think they have it in their hands. And being 5 points behind Liverpool is something for me, I think it's not really that difficult for us to overturn, because Manchester City have done it before, and Arsenal are kind of taking a blueprint for Manchester City and how we tend to play and how we tend to come back. And Arteta has actually learned from Pep Guardiola, and I believe we're coming back this season, the second half of the season.
I must admit, I do like your positivity.
I like it.
But what about Man City though? Are you not concerned at the way
Yes.
they've looked in a lot. I mean, when I say concerned, I mean as an Arsenal fan, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking these men, that honestly at the moment they're looking like on another level. What do you think to that?
Yeah, you can be concerned about Manchester City on how they're playing or the return of their players. That's one side. But I'm just concerned about how Arsenal were going to play the second half of the season. Because if you actually look how we played the first half of last season, and if we can replicate that form in the second half of the season, I don't think I should be concerned about Manchester City, because winning 16 games in the last matches of the season, I'm not going to bother about what Manchester City played, because I believe in those 16 games, Manchester City are part of the game.
Hey, you know what? I think you should consider getting a job as a motivational speaker. Frank, you got anything to add on that?
I really hope you're right about because I've been saying this. I said this very early on in the season when we was mentioning about obviously the fact that tactically we're not at the point where we were towards the start of last season. I was also one of those people that was saying I feel like what will happen is because we burnt out in the way we did last season with the style of football that we were playing, and that ultimately is probably what led to us not winning the league, on top of injuries to the likes of William Saliba and Takahiro Tomiyasu. I feel like what you've got, the current system of football that we're playing is obviously a much more, I don't know if this is the right word or not, sustainable level of football, obviously in terms of maintaining the intensity and stuff like that. And then what will happen is we will then begin to utilize the tactics that we had last season, where we were playing such entertaining football, such attacking football, scoring goals for fun towards the end of this season, and that is what will keep us in that title race. That's my personal opinion.
And I think I have to share that same view as you, because I think we don't really have much more to really think about in sense of a lot of competition to juggle around. We're just playing the Champions League and the Premier League. And like I said,
just the Champions League and the Premier League.
And the Premier League. And as I say, we had just 20 games minimum remaining. So the players are going to go on full charge. That's what I think.
I really hope you're right.
No, I hope you're right, and I must say I do like your positivity. So you think we'll win the Premier League? How do you think we'll do in the Champions League?
The Champions League, I think we're going to go out in the quarterfinal, but we're winning the Premier League.
I can accept that if we win.
Yeah, and if that happens, I'm presuming that you'll be very happy with that season.
Yeah, of course, I'll be very, very happy. Winning the league after 20 years is something to be happy about.
Okay, bro, thanks for the call. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Are you coming to Ghana?
No, unfortunately, not on this occasion. I'd love to be able to come there, man. I really would.
So please tell Robbie to hit me up because I'm in the city of Accra.
Oh, okay, I will do. I'll tell him, man.
Maybe I can get this for you when Robbie's coming.
Hey, yeah, that'd be great. Listen, yeah. And good luck with the AFCON thing, man. I'll be watching. I'm watching all the games, so yeah, good luck with that.
Okay, good luck to Nigeria.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for having me.
No worries, bro. Thank you very
one.
much. Yeah,
Take care.